Hi, and welcome to Hams Radio. I am Hams. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new to my channel and what this is all about, my channel is all about finding a life after trauma. I will be showing the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to my own healing journey in hopes that it will help you in yours. If that sounds like something that would add some positivity to your life, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so you don't miss out when I'm putting out new videos. Today I wanted to talk about 5 things or 5 lessons that I learned living on the island here in Belize for the last 3 weeks. 5 lessons that I can take with me moving forward. Definitely 5 things that will continue helping me on my journey and becoming who I'm supposed to be, why I was put on this earth. I do want to mention again the blog that I started, hamsradio.com. I will throw it on the screen right here, and I will also throw the link down below. So it's just a blog. I kind of throw some stuff out there that I talk about on here. But not everything that I say on YouTube is on the blog. Not everything I say in the blog is on my YouTube channel. So kind of if you do both, you'll kind of get the full picture, even though I say most of my shit on both places. Anyways, so let's get to 5 things I learned living on an island. I actually wrote it down this time because I feel like being on the island really taught me some shit, really brought some shit into focus for me. And I mean, this is each one of these 5 I could do a whole video on, but this is just a super quick gist of 5 things. There's way more about what I was able to walk away with. So number 1 is snap judgments of others prevented me from connecting with people. So I know I've been super focused on making sure that I'm okay, my anxiety, doing what I need to do to help manage my anxiety more. And although it did help, it really did help, like not being around people. But I feel like part of my brain also kind of put others in boxes and just left them there. These judgments that I had of people, like there was this one couple, an older couple, and I can't even say why I was resisting speaking to them or really connecting with them. I know the wife tried to engage multiple times, and I kind of just didn't engage back. And I played a card game with them like the last night. So Thursday night, the last night we were on the island, and the husband was funny. The wife was nice. Like, I liked their interactions with each other. They just seemed like positive people and 2 people that I believe I would have been able to benefit from had I engaged during the week. Not to say what I did was wrong at all. It's what I felt like I needed in the moment. So all I can do is make the best choice in the moment for myself. And at the time, that's what made more sense to me, was not engage, like not even open myself up to a connection. And I did, like I said, I did benefit from that. I was able to keep my anxiety managed, but I did give up a chance to really get to know other people on the island to the level of how some other people did. Not that I'm judging myself compared to anybody else, but yeah. So moving forward, I will keep that in mind. Like, yes, I'm withdrawing. I want to stay away from people because that helps with my anxiety. But at what cost? Like, now I know the cost. Okay, I'm going to give up connecting with people. And and I do pick and choose. I do connect with people, but I believe it's very on a small scale, and it takes more to qualify for me to want to be interested in even having an intimate conversation with somebody. So number 2 of things I learned living on an island: I do not need any person to make me happy. I know I spoke a little bit about somebody who showed interest, and I immediately freaked out, and that showed me that I still had some issues, or still definitely had some raw nerves and triggers surrounding anything romantic. So I was able to kind of dive more into that, and I do not need any person to make me happy came out of that, because it goes back to my attachments. And I know I spoke about this in my last video. Attachments to needing the love and affection. I'm sorry, this was on my blog. Needing the love and affection of people around me, because it does, it satisfies that need for love and attention that I had when I was a child and my parents didn't give it to me. So I'm still in these behavior and thought patterns that I developed when I was a child, and just like vomiting them on other people and just projecting all of that on other people. And I feel like that thought wasn't complete, but I don't remember where I was going. I don't need anyone to make me happy. So I just need to be okay with the moment. I need to accept the moment. I need to appreciate every moment as is. And whether that includes people or not, if someone is brought into my life, even for a week, even for a day or whatever, I can appreciate them in the moment, and when they have to go, I'm able to let go. I don't feel the need to hold on, and that is one pattern that I have. When I find something or some place or a thing that I like, I kind of grab onto it, and I have a difficulty letting go. And that happens with people a lot too. So my brain, part of me will just grab onto them, emotionally grab onto them. And part of my brain now feels like I need this person to make me happy. When in reality, it's not this person. This person is triggering a survival response in me. And that survival response is what I'm feeling. That survival response, that love or attachment, or is actually a trauma response. It has nothing to do with this person. Even though I've latched onto them, it's because my brain sees a way to get those needs satisfied through them, but it has nothing to do with them. So super interesting. So knowing that I can be happy and let go and not grab onto anybody, and just appreciate just everybody for who they are, because they are a person, and because everyone has an interesting story. And if you're just willing to just listen and ask and not judge. So anyways, I'm going off a little longer, but okay. Number 3 of things I learned while living on an island: I perceive debt where there may not be any. So the debt is I owe people, or people owe me. For example, if I don't have weed and someone shares with me their weed, whether or not the other person has written this like bill, this whatever, like in my head, I will feel slightly in debt to them. This happens with anything really. If people buy me food, if people, when I was drinking, when people would buy me drinks, when like in the past, people allow me to smoke weed, like part of me feels in debt to them. And now I feel like I need to make sure that debt is paid. Or I will be a little bit more willing to do things I normally wouldn't do because I feel like in my head this will satisfy the debt. Now remember, this can be a perceived debt, not even a real debt. Like I said, the other person doesn't need to have that expectation of me. I just have that expectation of myself. Because when I was young, I'm assuming at some point, like I felt like anything I got, I needed to repay. So I'm not sure what happened in my childhood to kind of do that, but I mean, it couldn't have been great. So, so I wrote about this in my blog as well. The fourth thing that I learned while living on the island is that I have a sensitivity to noise, like noise clutter to me. Some people will be visually like activated or triggered when they see a bunch of like clutter around and it activates their anxiety or whatever. I've learned that my sensitivity is my audio system. So when I'm overwhelmed, it's going to be the noise that kind of really sets me off, like irritates me. I've always had an issue with my like learning auditorily with my ears and being able to fully process any like lectures or anything without any visual aid is very, very difficult for me. So processing auditorial sounds when it comes to learning or listening or anything really, I have issues with that. It's like when you turn down the radio to like find a house address or whatever. Like it makes sense because I mean, I'm being overwhelmed. To shut that off gives my brain a little bit more energy and focus to focus on what I'm actually trying to focus on. Or like finding the house address. Your brain isn't busy listening to this music. So that's interesting. Moving forward, now I know like whether I listen to music or not is really dependent on where I'm at when it comes to my sensitivity. Sometimes just having music even on low gets me so anxious that I can't do anything. I can't fucking focus. So that's good to know moving forward. I have a sensitive, like my auditory, my hearing, like when I'm listening, like that's the most sensitive system, and that will get overwhelmed pretty easily. Good to know. Number 5 of 5 things I learned living on an island. Learning to let go. And this goes beyond just the attachments. I know I keep talking about attachments. Letting go of my attachments. That includes not needing anybody. And this like kind of ties into number 2. I do not need any person to make me happy. That's an attachment. So learning to let go, appreciate each moment. Even like sitting here in my hotel, like sometimes I would just sit and just take a moment and kind of appreciate what's going on around me. Can I hear anything? Can I see anything? Like look around, like just kind of let all my senses kind of appreciate the situation and see what's going on. And it could just be the sound of the ocean. It could be sound of birds, sound of people walking by, sound of people just conversating in the distance. It doesn't matter, but all I'm doing is just paying attention to what is in the moment and trying to make sure my brain isn't creating guilt from anything from my past or creating anxiety about anything in the future. If I can bring my attention to what is going on in the moment, I can't feel guilty or anxious because there's nothing to feel anxious or guilty about in the present moment. Most of the time there is nothing. Most of the time there is nothing. Most of the time you're just creating anxiety because you're thinking about possibilities of the future. So appreciate each moment. So when it comes to the island and leaving the island, I loved my time there. I absolutely loved it. I appreciated it so much. I learned a lot, but it is time for me to move on. It is time for me to take the next step in my next adventure, if you will, and letting go of the island, letting go of this experience. And like I said earlier, I have a tendency to cling. If I find something that I like, if I find people that I like, if I find a place that I like, I tend to cling to it because this makes me happy. I want it. I can't, I need to keep it in order to keep my happiness. No. I'm gonna let go of the island, let go of the experience, let go of everything of the island, and appreciate the time that I had there, appreciate what I'm taking from it. I'm not sad that I'm leaving the island. I am grateful for the experiences and the lessons that the island was able to show me. And when I say island, I mean the people, everything that happened, just everything about the island. Definitely a place I want to return to. But I can't hold on to it tighter than I need to, which is not tight at all. So yeah, 5 things that I learned living on the island. That was that. So it truly was an amazing experience. It truly was. Met some amazing people. Definitely some people I'm going to keep in contact with moving forward. I already have plans with people to meet up. I'm going diving with somebody next week. I guess this upcoming week. But who knows, the life is fucking weird sometimes. Sometimes the plan that you have takes a 180 and you're doing shit that you never even fucking dreamed of. This isn't something I ever dreamed of doing. So open up your experiences, open up your world, go travel, do something spontaneous. That's one goal today. I want to do something spontaneous. So thank you for being in here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the support. And until next time, I will see you later.